So I'm a list person, and when I have big things I have to do on days, I start out with my sticky note and I put down everything I have to do. I write it as if I'm driving, so I don't waste gas and I don't waste time. That's assuming that it goes the way I have it planned, which, I always start out asking Jesus, how's my day going to go today? And hopefully it's as I planned, but very often things change. So we got little Ripley back here. He's taking a ride. He always goes to work with me. He kind of is with me all the time, except for once in a while when he goes with his dad. But he is always riding in the car. Hi, Rippers. Ripper, Ripper, Ripper. Say hi to everybody. So we are going to drive to the first job, and I am not going to have the video recording as we go. So we'll see you in a bit. So I'm at my first job this morning. I went over to the storage unit to pick up an air compressor that I need for my last job. And of course, my husband has the hose that goes to an air compressor in his utility trailer. So that means my plan that I had is not going to work. Now I've got to stop at a store and pick up an air compressor hose. Otherwise, I have to drive all the way out to the north side of Otsego in order to go to Richland, which actually not Richland, but Delton, which I am not going to do. This is the second time I've had to go buy an air compressor hose. So maybe I need to just keep the air compressor hose in my car for whenever, like, an extension cord and air compressor hose. Or hide it somewhere so it doesn't keep getting legs walking away. So here we go. This is the job that I am at right now. It is a beautiful swim spa, and my brother actually built this. And he didn't really build it, he installed it. And I am going to go ahead and change out the filter, number one, because the filter needs to get changed out. About every 3 weeks, I switch out the filter system and put a clean one in. Sometimes I can go 5 weeks, but I was noticing last week there's a lot of little deposits in here, and so I need to change it out. And it's not a hard job, it's pretty easy. But it takes a little bit of initiative. I've been taking care of this job, I'm going to say maybe 4 years now. She's a very nice lady. She has MS. See how dirty that is? Oh my goodness, that is so dirty. Just clogged up. Should have done it 2 weeks ago when I put the metal remover in. I always bring a nice little tub, keeps everything nice and neat. There is an up and a down, there is a top and a bottom for these filters, and when they're not put in correctly, I can't close them. So let's turn it back on, lead the air out of the line. So Thursdays and Fridays, in the summertime I have 2 days a week unless there's problems and I have to fix things. But normally I got all my jobs on Thursdays and Fridays. I go north of my house on Thursdays, south of my house on Fridays, and then in the winter I just do everything on Friday because all the pools that are closed cuts it right down. So I need to test it, and I actually use the Lab 1.0. It's an electronic pool water measurement tester. I absolutely loved it. I purchased this it's probably been either 2 or 3 years now. Let's just say 2 years. And it works phenomenal. There's one thing you need to make sure you do is when you put the tablets in, you gotta make sure they're totally crushed, and never forget to zero out your machine. I've done that a few times, wasted tablets, but comes with a syringe up to the 10 milliliters, put it in, put the lid on it, hit the 0 button. This particular swim spa has a ozonator on it, so you can test ozone, but it's not necessary. I always test the alkalinity, the calcium, and the pH, but I know that as long as I can smell it, which I can, that the ozonator is working, and it cuts down on very, very many people that have problems with skin irritation. An ozonator is a phenomenal product. It is usually an extra item that you have to add on to the purchase of your hot tub or spa, and it works very well. All I really do to this, other than adjust the 3 parameters I mentioned, is I give it a good dose of granular chlorine once a week. Like I said, I've been using this this Water Lab tester now for 2 years. It will do basically anything you can imagine. It will even test urea. I mean, I don't necessarily, if you're a commercial, you have to know that. So this says that the alkalinity is on the low side, and so we will raise that up, which reminds me I have products out in the car that I need to go get again. And then I'm going to do the phenol red. The one thing you do is you pop the tablets in, do not touch them in any way, shape, or form. If for some reason they're wet, don't use them. There is a little compartment in here, 2 of them, just keep those really dry. The actual compartment that the unit fits in is right here. You can tell that the book is wet, always has been, because of course sometimes it rains. But make sure you keep the tablet containers, even though they're in foil wrap, they will still get wet. I've had them where I open them up, when I pop them in, I'm like, why is that already purple? Should be purple. And then it just gives you this little piece, and you just want to make sure that everything is smashed. You can tell. If you look down inside there, when it's dark out, it's a little bit harder to see, but that's it. So, the total alkalinity always takes about 25 seconds, and the pH takes 15 seconds. So it's not that long. The calcium, however, that one takes 520 seconds. And then you have to stir it and reset it. Okay, so those are both a little bit low, which is not uncommon for this time. Chlorine will naturally lower your pH, your alkalinity. It's just a given that if you use chlorine in your pool or spa, that it will always drop those 2 parameters. So I'm going to pause you a minute. I'm going to take the filter out to my car and bring in the 2 balancing chemicals that I left there. So when I do this, I turn off the gas. So you're not going to be able to hear me. So now we're just going to wait a little bit. I'm going to let it run, circulate. I put the granular chlorine in there, so it's kind of like shocking it. You don't want to put the cover back on until about 15 minutes, and that gives time for everything, all the impurities, body oil, stuff like that, to go up into the atmosphere and take that away. If you covered it, it would put it back down in there, and then it would give you a total combined amount, and you don't want that. That's when people's eyes start burning and things like that. So we're just going to let it do its thing, and we'll go on to the next one. So here I am at my last one. I just got done testing, checking. A little bit of a problem with air bubbles getting into the system, and I didn't know how or where. So tried a couple other things, tested it with air to see if I could see where I was losing pressure. And this is the result. Got no air bubbles. They would be over here where that cleaner is. Have no air bubbles whatsoever. So hopefully, prayerfully, so you can see the water rolling. You can see the water rolling out through here. No air bubbles. Now I just got to get the water clear again because the filter had so much air in it, it wasn't filtering correctly. So this is an indoor pool. It's a beautiful pool. You know, it's a gorgeous little setting. They have a huge amount of property out here. It's just beautiful. So there we go. It's got a little spa over here off to the side. It's got some action. The water's rolling around. It's just very cloudy right now. So come check on it tomorrow afternoon. I got to see what time it is, but we're going to give it a 24-hour chat here. And then where's Ripley? There's Ripley. Ripley. He's a little bit upset because he wants me to let him run free. Can't do that in the house. He's got to be on his leash. But yeah, so we are done here and we're going to go empty the car, clean the car, and then go home. Get some lunch. I'm sure it's after 12 o'clock. It's always 1 o'clock, 1:30 when I get out here. So here we go. Have a great day. Okay, so we're in the car, me and Ripley. We in the car. Oh, I gotta get the heater on. It's cold in here. He's cold. All right, let's put this up. Okay, they're on full blast. We're almost out of gas, so we gotta get some gas fast. Yeah. Oh, we got a lot of footprints there. Go over here. Right here, feel that. Oh, feel that. He's coming over. All right. Okay, here we go. Got to get some gas or we're going to run out.